She told me to strip. And in that moment, I felt powerless, small, and humiliated. But looking back, I can see it was the very beginning of my confidence story. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bold and Bubbly podcast. If you've been rocking with us, you will know that this show has been about keeping it real, fun, and relatable for all young people. But today feels extra special because it's going to be the first time I'm hosting the podcast solos. Bold and Bubbly is stepping into a new chapter, and I'm so excited to take you on this journey with me. This season, we're going to dive deep into something that is very close to my heart, which is confidence. Because let's be honest, whether it's a friendship, love, or even just posting online, confidence changes everything. So think of this as a fresh start, not just for the podcast, but for how we are going to grow together, bold, bubbly, and of course, now unapologetically confident girls. Okay, maybe I should not have said girls. And Bubbly, your monthly dose of confidence. A few months back, I was having a discussion with my boss at work, and for every single project that he thinks about or that we are doing, it's to solve a problem in the community. So this got me reflecting about the podcast, the Bold and Bubbly podcast. It got me thinking, what problem can I solve that I've experienced, that I know so many people are going through? And that is when it hit me. The thing that I've always struggled with, what I'm still struggling with, what my siblings struggle with, what my friends struggle with, what everyone struggles with. Because at some point, someone is not confident all the time. So that's when I came up with the whole concept of why not let Bold and Bubbly be about developing confidence in young people, including myself, by the way, including myself. I'm not excluding myself. And so that is how I just thought it would be a good thing for Bold and Bubbly to just focus on developing confidence in young people. So yeah, it's exciting. It takes me back to like thinking about all the times I was bullied, the times I tried to also help my siblings not to be bullied. But when I look back at the time when I was told to strip naked in school, I don't think about it as shame. I think about it as the day I started my journey of confidence, because I remember that day vividly. I mean, I'd been bullied for most of my young childhood. I was bullied from nursery, like lower primary. I remember there was this point in time where the older boys got my shoes and like threw them away. So like, of course I could not fight them. Like the most I could do is just like cry myself. And then, like you're crying and everyone is laughing at you. So it was like compiling. And then I think I had to change school. When I changed school and went to this new school, that is when everything got to the point of me losing myself, like not feeling like I was like I just wanted to be invisible. Like if only people could just not see me at all. And I don't think people are actually seeing me apart from my bullies. So I was this very chubby girl. Well, my mom used to really like to feed me, but that brought problems because remember when you are a bit chubby, then your boobs tend to come out earlier than they should. I think I didn't even have like a neck because I remember these guys would bully me to get pissed so that like this thing comes. And I remember my mom would always ask me, why are you always carrying a sweater? because I used to carry my sweater to always, like I was always in a sweater. And I remember my moving posture, like my shoulders were like inside to hide like my boobs. So this one time anyway, before we even get there, this girl, we had two Lynettes in the class. So I was known as the big Lynett. Just saying big Lynett was just, for a child who is in like primary, it's tormenting. Like, you don't want to be called big Lynett. So this bully of mine, it was break time. We were there, like I was not playing, I was probably just walking by myself. And then she gets a cane, and then everyone starts coming up like, okay, what's going on? So I remember she like hit me this one time, and I was like, for all the times she had taken my money, meanwhile, before I even get, my parents have just gotten to know this story just like recently when I think I was at campus already. I never like told anyone, like my brain was like, she just had me. So in that time, she told me, she hit me the first time, and then she's like, take off your shorts. So of course, when kids see such a thing, it's like amusing, like, yeah, and everyone is just coming around and everyone is just staring at me. And I'm like, I'm probably looking bigger than some of them because I'm fat. So I remember that time I was like, you know what, I would rather die. Like, I'm already wearing a sweater not to like show off my body. Me taking off, like, you'd rather kill me right now. So I just wanted like the ground to just open and just swallow me in that moment. I remember crying, but like, you don't want to cry a lot. Like, tears just kept rolling down my eyes. And then she hit me again to like force me to take down my shorts. So in this time, I remember just like telling her, I'm not going to, like, something entered me. For the first time, I opened my mouth and spoke like to her. And I'm like, I'm not going to take off my shorts. And then I ran away. Like, it was a small thing, but in that moment when I actually stood up to her and I told her, no, I'm not going to take off my shorts, it just felt like I felt some kind of empowerment. And then from that day on, of course, now there was paying back, like, why did you speak to me like that? But then from that time, I actually opened my mouth to like, no, you're not taking my breakfast. No, you're not taking my money. No, that thing, no, empowered me in some sort of way. It didn't take away my insecurities of like, my body is not nice, or like, oh my God, I'm fat. Like, I still had that like insecurity in me of like not appreciating my body, and not appreciating my body followed me for so many years. It followed me throughout high school. Like, I was just that person who was not, even when we go for functions, in high school, you're going for functions, you're going to turn up, boys are going to be there. Like, to protect myself, I always hung out with the boys to not be compared to the girls. Like, I don't want, like, I didn't, like, it was as if a protecting mechanism, but in me, it's because I felt like I looked like a boy. Like, I belonged to the boy side, not the girl side. So I would hang out with the boys. I think even when I reached campus, by the time I reached campus, I was like starting, because now I tried to work out, like, the pressures of going to campus, especially moves, like, you don't want to look bad. So I had tried like to tone down, my body was starting. And very many people, it's what I've noticed with confidence, it's in you. Like, if inside you you don't appreciate yourself, you don't like how you look, inside you, you're not appreciating yourself, then it's going to show from the outside. So people would always appreciate, like, oh my God, you look so good. And now people who knew back then be like, you're no longer big Lynett. I think you're small Lynett now. But inside me, I still had that doubt of like, I would always chill with the boys to not be compared to the other girls. So my style was majorly baggy pants with baggy t-shirts and like sneakers. I felt confident in it because then I didn't have to show off my body. But right now, it's, as I said, confidence is not something that you're born with. It's a skill that you can train yourself to be better at. Because now, remember when I have graduated, before even graduating, there is standing in front of the lecture room and you present. So I took initiative in such presentations. I always told myself, this is going to be the step you take. This is going to be the time that you can actually talk without your brain and your mouth not matching, without the time you're shaking and like you're sweating. And then I also remember in high school, we used to pray the rosary every single day. So whenever it was my stream, I would endeavor, like I know I would be going to die, but I would endeavor to be the one to lead the rosary, to be among the people leading the rosary. This was a journey I put myself on to be able to develop my confidence, because I noticed whenever I did something and I conquered it, I became confident, a bit confident. So yeah, then when of course when you get done with campus, I start looking for jobs. Now, you know, when you're looking for a job, there is having the CV and then there's actually going for a job interview. And I know like everyone panics on a job interview, but it gets worse when you are panicking. You feel like you also like you're not confident in your own skin. It gets worse. And for everyone who is out there, like I remember there were moments or job interviews that I skipped. I was like, I'm not going for this one because I just felt like, how can they like take me? Like they can't take me. This, maybe I know like there was a classmate of mine going to also apply. Like there is no way they would choose me over this person. That is because I just felt like I was just not confident enough. Like I know I'm not going to speak well. She probably looks better. I don't know, there is no way someone can choose me when she's there. And that like hindered me, like that stopped me from going to so many job interviews actually. I also had a job interview though, that also brought me back those memories of being aware of my body. So I went for this specific job interview and then like one of the guys said, "Oh, you have a small waist." Now, yes, of course, my waist is small, but like someone looked at me and was like made me aware of my body, that I was trying to strive to not like, okay, I want to be aware of my body. I am aware of my body now, but I don't want you to put it in my face. It just like brings back bad memories. So I remember already the interview was gone for me. Like I just knew like, what else is this person looking at? Like, am I like pretty enough? Like, instead of thinking about a job, I'm now thinking about like, oh my God, how do I look? And it's a good thing to like, of course, be presentable. And I was presentable. But now my brain was working out totally different things from what I was supposed to be thinking about. And this is all because like my trauma. Okay, so then the job interviews, I maneuvered to get through a couple of them. And then why I was thinking about the confidence journey, it's even when you talk about public speaking, someone can be like, I don't speak to crowds. I don't know. I also noticed when you start this just normal work, you're not giving speeches, you have to speak to people. You have to speak to clients. You have to speak to your bosses. You have to speak to your coworkers. You have to speak to different people. So in the way you speak to these people, it in itself is also public speaking, which is affected by confidence. So one of the hacks that I did, or someone can say you're talking about confidence, but you're on a podcast. Yeah, I'm on a podcast, but I'm on the journey. But every single day, whenever I'm interacting with clients, interacting with people, there are small things that I do that help me take a step closer to my very confident journey. First, I look into people's eyes, like I'm not shy and timid. I am probably dying and sweating my armpits and every other parts of, but I'm going to look into the person's eyes to see, not to see anything, just to seem like, okay, I am focused on you. I'm listening to what you're telling me. Also, I don't know, the more I speak, the more I think of all the incidences that I felt small or not confident. You know how you go to a place and then you go, it's maybe a big place and then you're already scared to go. And then you reach there and then you meet the receptionist. So of course you're trying to be polite. you're lying to yourself that you're trying to be polite, but in actual sense, you're just not confident. And you're like, hello, hi, how are you? You're greeting the receptionist. And the receptionist will probably look at you like, yes, to like probably intimidate you or something. Okay, that happened to me. Like that happened. And then, so when I did that, and then the receptionist would be like, and then I'd feel like, oh my God, do I even belong here? She can read, like she can see through me that, for you, what have you come here to do? So the next time I decided to go to these like big places where like you have to first speak to the receptionist, like I would go speak loudly, call them by their name if they have a name, just be polite enough. But like there is a way that this person is going to handle you that is going to help you feel confident in whatever it is that you're going to do in that specific environment. That is just one thing that has helped me elevate when I'm doing my work out there in different places. And then the other thing that I wanted to now talk about is I think this will go to maybe like parents. I feel like sometimes if you're like a parent or maybe a young mom or even you're just a parent, I feel like sometimes parents ignore like kids first being like your kid being the one who is bullied or being the one the bully. Just talk to your kids. Like, come on, just talk to your kids. Your kids are out there traumatizing other people's kids, or your kid is out there living with so many traumas that you don't know about. And it's all in the small things like, okay, like now I'm thinking, I'm not blaming this on my mom, by the way, mommy, I'm really not blaming you. But I'm thinking because she tried to ask, why are you always in a sweater? Why are you always taking this? Like, why are you always trying to hide yourself? It's hot. Why are you taking a sweater? Of course, she did not like mind. She just thought it was probably adolescent. But I was like literally fighting for my life with that sweater. That sweater was like my source of confidence to actually go out on break time and get something to eat. Without it, I think I would have just sat on my desk the whole time so that people don't look at me. So if you're there as a parent, as a sibling, because I remember when my siblings joined school, I made sure like, at least these kids are younger than me. There is no way they're going to hurt me. I would make sure I go to their class. If anyone like tries to say shit, like I was there for my siblings. So if you're a parent out there, just pay attention to your kids because early childhood modifies someone's confidence. Yes, right now I am okay. Someone will say you didn't die, you turned out okay. There are people who have committed suicide because of such things, because they were not confident enough because of their early childhood traumas. So as I'm introducing this topic of confidence, I just want all of us to like if you're out there and you're a young person and you just feel like, oh my God, like I know you're talking about confidence, but I don't think it's for some of us. Every single time you're going to do something, just push yourself. Don't say negative things about yourself, even if it's hard to like. Sometimes when you're giving a speech or you're in an interview and you say something wrong and you know it's now wrong, just like, you know what, at least you're speaking, like at least you're opening your mouth, like at least you're doing something. Just try to motivate yourself. And honestly, again, we're all human beings and everyone is not confident at some point. Even the person who's interviewing you, even the person you've gone to see, even someone who is high, trust me, like everyone is just not putting on a face, but like trying to develop or grow their confidence journeys, whether it's a CEO or it is a house help, or everyone is trying to develop confidence. Because confidence, nobody can say I was born confident. No. And again, I don't want you to take confidence as a shield to be rude, to like do things that and then you disguise it as, oh, I'm being confident. No, being confident is just being self-aware and you accept everything that inside you accept it. You just know yourself and you're happy with it. And if you're not happy with what you are, like when you sense it and you know like I'm this and I don't want, try to work towards not being that. I've also noticed confidence comes from when you have educated yourself towards something. In the times when I speak about something and maybe it's a presentation, at work, or I'm talking about it with my siblings and I'm not aware, I'm not as confident. But if I'm confident, like give me a topic that I'm confident about, that I know, not confident about, but I know, and then put me in a crowd of CEOs, that people that are better than me, okay, I'm going to be as confident as I can be. That is because I am knowledgeable about that specific thing. So if you want to feel confident, maybe it's a job, just try to be knowledgeable. That is the smallest thing you can do for yourself, I'm thinking. As I said before, no one is born confident. It's a skill. So maybe what we can do, kindly share your traumas that shaped you or bent you in your confidence journey. You can also share your what you're doing to improve your confidence journey, or what has impacted you the most in your confidence journey too. Okay, so generally the journey of this podcast and confidence growth is going to be about people sharing their journeys, how they are making it in the outside world, with because outside it's easy to feel insecure, it's easy to feel shamed. I also before I even forget, no, I wasn't very good at mathematics, but ask me why. I remember when I was in, I think P3, P4, my math teacher literally told me how I was not going to ever be good at mathematics. Like I was shallow. I was too shallow. That's what he said. I was too shallow to learn mathematics. From that time, I promise you guys, I really didn't feel confident in maths. Like the whole time, I just strived to never get a pass or an F. But that is because the teacher, please, if you're a teacher out there, mind your language. Because I can promise you that teacher told me I was too shallow to be good at math. And from that time on, from P4, I think I started failing maths from P4. And that is because the teacher made such a comment. But I promise, I put it all. It's that teacher's fault. It's that teacher's fault that I was aiming at not getting an F or a pass in mathematics. If you're a teacher out there, please mind the language, mind how you speak to students, mind how you speak to young people. I mean, really young people, because imagine me at my age, I'm still remembering that mathematics teacher. And it affected me all through. I always made sure I find ways of not being a mathematician, because I just felt like I wasn't confident about it. But my English teacher used to tell me I was really good at it. So clearly I did perform to my... Anyway, the whole point is, let's mind the language we use around young children. It impacts them. Even when you're at home and you have a sibling, even when you're a parent and you're angry at a child, don't say something repeatedly, or don't say something to hurt their feelings, because you can never know. I carried most of these things in my brain, and I'm thinking I'm not the only one who has carried such insecurities of such tiny comments that you probably didn't mean it like that, but I took it like that. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So let's mind the language we use while speaking to people, not even young people, even other people. If you're a leader out there and you're a manager and you're a boss, speak to your colleagues in a manner that is respectful, without making them aware of, yes, it's good to direct someone, it's good to correct someone without shaming them. You don't need to shame someone to put out your point. In fact, people who usually like to shame other people, it's usually you're trying to just project your insecurities upon them. That is what I take from it. Whenever someone is rude to me, I just look at you and I'm like, you're probably dealing with something, but you're not going to project whatever it is that you're going through to me. Right now, my journey has reached the point where, yes, I am open to learning. I know I'm not perfect, but if you're going to feed me with negativity, or you want to put me back in that black zone, I'm just not it, because I know myself now. Yeah, so don't let someone put you back in the dark hole that you were once in. You can't backslide. Yeah, guys, I'm just, we're talking about confidence, but since it's the first time I'm like doing this by myself, it's just seeming like my heart is like, because it's easier to like find some comfort when it's like other people. So yeah, if you find like I'm also struggling with, not that I'm not confident enough, I'm just like scared. I think in fact, I think the best feeling is like the fear of like, am I doing this right? Like, am I putting out something that you guys can relate to, that you guys can like learn from? That is like the whole thing I want. Like, I want the podcast to be something that young people like learn from, something that people relate to, for you to just be there and not be like, you listen to me and you're like, oh my God, yeah, I am also going through this. And if you're going through stuff and you just feel like you relate with me, you can always like DM. I'm always like I always reply to every single DM. So you can always DM me and then you share your experience. We can speak, we can learn from each other. You can, if you want to come and share your experience too. Honestly, every voice matters. Like, don't, because fun fact, since we're already speaking about confidence and lack of confidence, this podcast, I have always wanted to start a podcast, like since I think it was like in high school. And by that time, podcasts were not even like a thing as yet. But I was like, oh my God, nobody knows me. It's going to look so cringe. Like, oh my God, you're like dying. Like, I don't know, like my head was telling me so many things. So that whole time, like, I remember if we studied together in like high school, like you would know I really wanted to do such things. And I remember like it was, I think I used to really like Flavia Tomsime like all the time. She used to do these very short videos of like talking, and I would listen to, I'm like, oh my God, yeah. Like, okay, sometimes I would probably not relate because like I was probably, but I like the fact that she was doing that, like she was putting out information out there. So I just felt like, okay, only popular people, celebrities, older people, because what am I going to speak about? First of all, when you're saying that, when I decided to do the podcast, it was like me opening up to say like, you guys are going to know stuff about me that I never like nobody knows about. Probably even my parents will get to know some of the information about me on this very podcast. So it is me putting myself out there. That is a part of my journey to like the bigger picture, I think. Yeah. So yeah, I postponed. I was like, I'm not popular enough. Will people listen? Will I speak? I knew I was going to speak because I know what I have always been, like the girl who likes to like educate fellow girls. Because my mom would always like tell my aunties, maybe Lynett should come and visit you. She really likes to speak to young people. Like she could speak to like my cousins. I have always enjoyed, without like the platform, I've always enjoyed speaking to young people. So even when we've gone for like charity stuff, like I enjoy it, like speaking, like motivating young people, because I feel like growing up has not been easy for me, honestly. It has been so hard in every aspect. Now, in this episode, of course, I can't unravel for you everything. I can't talk about my romantic life. I can't talk about, like, this is going to be a journey that you guys shall be sharing. You'll be knowing, but like, it has not been easy. And I think the fact that it was not an easy journey for me to like growing up, I don't want people to, like a young person to experience the same things I experienced, when I feel like some of the things are avoidable. So yeah, I tried to like pull out with my siblings, my little sister, trying to make her as confident as she can be. Because I just feel like everything literally rotates about being confident. Have you seen those people who get positions in offices, not because like they're the smartest, like you're probably smarter than them. They probably said something that you had already thought about, like, but because you are not confident at all, someone else has beaten you to the opportunity. So I feel like everything revolves around just confident, how you put yourself out there, how you like make your mind, your lips, not your mind, because most of the times as people who are not as confident, it's in our minds, like we talk, we come up with ideas, we solve problems. I can literally finish. I used to, even now sometimes, I literally used to have a full conversation, maybe an argument, maybe a proposal, maybe a presentation in my head, and it would end. Like everything would end. But for me to open my mouth and say that, hey, can I speak? That was like a problem. And that made me miss so many opportunities, honestly. Like it made me miss so many opportunities. So right now, like when I'm even speaking to a young person, like I feel like I would just be like going for the one who is not raising their hand, because like that used to be me. And I don't want anyone to ever miss out an opportunity because they are too timid. They don't feel they feel like everyone has said what. Everyone's story is different. Everyone's story is different, and your voice needs to be heard too. It's not cliche, it's not cringe, it's not you following the bandwagon. Like, sometimes you might want to do something, but since everyone else is doing it, you feel like, like they're also going to see me following, like this one has done it, but you can do it your own way. Like all of us are not doing the same thing, in the same way, speaking about the same thing. So if you want to be a designer and you felt like, oh my God, there's so many fashion designers. No, you can do the fashion designing. I've tried doing clothing too. It's actually something I still struggle with. Like I'm still trying to find like the best niche for myself, because I do like to speak to people, but then I also do like to like style up, like make clothes. But like I've been in that position of like, oh my God, this one is doing this. Like, won't I look like I'm copying this person? Will I be as good? Won't I look cringe? And as young people, I feel like we always mind about what other people say. And I can't say that don't mind, because the truth is, even after when you've said don't mind about what other people say, you're going to still mind about what other people say. And sometimes it's good to mind about what other people say about you, because then it can help you reflect. Maybe it's a good and bad thing. And I can't say don't, because personally, I know I'm going to be like, don't come for me in the comment section because now I've said, when you say this, she's going to think about it. No, it depends on what you have said. Some things I know are untrue, and some things I could reflect. I'm like, by the way, there is some sense in it. So yeah, as feel like I have overbubbled, probably because I'm too anxious. But yeah, we're going to grow together in this episode. And in the next episode, I'm going to be bringing some very interesting people to share their journeys, their confidence journeys. And if you're out there and you'd also want to share your very powerful voice or your story of your growth and confidence, please inbox me. We get in touch. You share your story, because every voice matters. Like, let's grow together as young people. And that's a wrap on today's episode. Remember, confidence is not about having it all figured out. It's about trusting yourself enough to actually begin. I remain your beautiful, confident, bold, and bubbly host, Lynett, bringing to you your monthly dose of confidence. Catch you next time. Ciao. Thank you for watching the episode till the end. You are locked in with your girl, Lynett, bringing to you your monthly dose of confidence. Now, as we are on this journey together, please do not forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, follow us on our Instagram, TikTok, and X, and I'll see you in the next episode.